Hi there, Sagittarius. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for April. A month which can be pulsatingly active and exciting, but it also can be very unpredictable. And if you like things to happen quite spontaneously, I do think you're going to be absolutely in your element. But as it begins, although the Sun and Mercury are in very playful, expressive parts of your scope, Venus is in a much more reflective one, along with Neptune. And the suggestion is, you may, if there is someone you want to spend time with, be tempted to invite them round, certainly in the first week, and play host. But the first week also sees an angle between strict Saturn in your sign, which began a backward rotation at the end of March, and also the Sun, suggesting that any ideas you have which are creative and individualistic can stand a fine chance of success, provided you think them through very thoroughly. Of course, hard work and perspiration are 99% of all good fortune, so that if there is something you really feel has got some potential, then the more you roll up your sleeves and really engage with it, the greater the chance you have. So what will stop you? Well, ironically, the Sun is also clashing with Pluto in the first week of this month, and there may be part of you that just wants to actually indulge in the good things in life more than really getting your head down and narrowing your focus, which is what Saturn wants you to do, along with Mars in your sign now, and work on what's really individually important to you. And that means showcasing your talents and what makes you different to other people. Now, there is going to be a big change, because on the 6th, Mercury is going to move out of the most playful part of your scope and into a more practical one. But on the same day, Venus moves into Aries, your sister fire sign. This is one of the most beautiful transits that Venus will go through. And in fact, from the 10th to the 14th of this month, she forges a brilliant link with Mars in your sign. If there is someone you're strongly attracted to, those dates could turn out to be really portentous. But on the 7th, there's a new moon in Aries, but this new moon combines with the dazzling and rather helter-skelter energies of Uranus, which has been keeping us all on edge over recent years, particularly as it's clashed with Pluto. Now that's been happening off and on, and we can all let out a sigh of relief this month because the two are starting to pull apart. The effect of them is going to start to be much more limited, mitigated. Now, of course, the Sun itself is clashing with Pluto as this month begins, so there may be a bit of an echo in terms of that part of you that always likes to be a free spirit, and someone else may feel that you're being a bit spendthrift in terms of how you're using your resources, want you to use their resources for their pleasure, not yours. That could be a talking point. The other thing to consider, and this is a really serious consideration, Sagittarius, is that Mars is firing up your sense of self, your desire to achieve things that manifest your individuality. But although it's going to be with you for a long extended period this year, which is marvellous and can really help to lay off some of the more restrictive energies of Saturn, he is affected very badly all this month by Neptune. So if you're not really clear about the emotional considerations or about your support structures, and this has been a theme that's been building up, but this month it really does take hold, this particular aspect, there can be quite a lot of confusion, and this can see you pursuing aims which just aren't good for you in terms of your emotional being. So be cautious about what you wish for. You might get it, but whether it would be good for you or not, only you will tell, and the passage of time. But this new moon that does occur on the 7th is a sparkler when it comes to you being an individual, for you shining with your personality, for you interacting in a sociable situation or dating someone who really makes your pulse race. Talking of which, Venus then goes on to forge a stunning angle to Uranus between the 19th and the 24th. And if you are wanting to refresh your relationship, which has been becoming a little bit too predictable, this could provide a certain amount of spark and combustibility. But you know, even if you do have the odd cross word with your partner, it could help you both to appreciate one another more. Perhaps this aspect is pushing you both to follow your own individual interests and give each other a little bit of space. If someone is being particularly clingy around you, this may resonate with you. Then again, it may be you who's wanted to spend more time with your partner and they're wanted to do their own thing. It just depends on your unique situation. If you're footloose and fancy free, however, this can be a key time, this period between the 19th and the 24th, because I feel that you're going to be coming across in a way which is very authentic and in some ways quite unusual, and that could pull someone to you in an unexpected way that really is scintillating. But then, on the 20th, reality strikes, because the Sun moves to join with Mercury in the most practical part of your horoscope. But there was good news between the 12th and the 17th, because then Mercury was forging a great link with your ruler. And that in itself gave you an opportunity to showcase your talents. And as the Sun moves into this area, I feel your physical vitality can support this too. In fact, the last 10 days of this month is going to be, on the whole, a lot more practical, a lot less playful. But if you have been generating some brilliant ideas earlier in the month, the latter part of April gives you the opportunity to frame them in a way which is going to be sustainable and workable for the long term. But it is about getting a bit more down to earth as this month draws to a close. But I do feel it's going to be a month when your individuality and your need for freedom, which are very strong, need to be cast against the needs to have a support structure and a basic foundation in your world which works. But just how much can you be given and taken, or do you want it all your own way? That could be quite an issue this month with Mars in that confusing angle with Neptune. As this month comes to a close, however, Venus relocates too. And if there is a relationship issue that you need to really fathom, I do feel the best way to approach it is to be as realistic as possible. It's been really lovely to be with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.